It was a story that was very much based in a set of family tensions built into the repression of a Negro League ball player who was not ultimately selected to be in the major leagues and carried a certain amount of resentment about that.
Times have changed since you was playing baseball, Troy. That was before the war. Times have changed a lot since then.
How the hell they done changed?
They got a lot of colored boys playing ball now, baseball and football.
You're right about that, Rose. Times have changed, Troy. You just come along too early.
There ought to not never been no time called too early.
They got a lot of colored baseball players now. Jackie Robinson was the first. Folks had to wait for Jackie Robinson.
I done seen 100 niggas play better baseball than Jackie Robinson. Hell, I know some teams Jackie Robinson couldn't even make. What you talking about Jackie Robinson? Jackie Robinson wasn't nobody. Talking about if you could play ball, then they ought to let you play, and I don't care what color you were. I'm telling me I come along too early. If you could play, they ought to have let you play.
Troy is complicated because he sees himself as a man who came too soon. He can't play in the major leagues, even though everything says he must have been a great baseball player. So he's thwarted from that end. And what we see, in a sense, in the play is how Wilson cuts off the traditional paths of black male success when they rely on particularly the white man in charge.
Can I ask you a question?
What the hell you want to ask me? Mrs. Stawicki is the one you got the questions for.
How come you ain't never liked me?
Liked you? Who in the hell ever said, I got to like you? What law is there to say, I got to like you? Do you want to stand up in my face and ask me some damn fool-ass question like that? Talking about liking somebody. Come here, boy, when I talk to you. Straighten up, goddammit. Ask your question. What law is there to say, I got to like you?
None.
All right, then. Don't you eat every day? Answer me when I talk to you. Don't you eat every day?
Yeah.
Nigga, as long as you living in my house, you put a sir on the end of it when you talk to me.
Yes, sir.
You eat every day.
Yes, sir.
Got a roof over your head.
Yes, sir.
And clothes on your back.
Yes, sir.
Why do you think that is?
Because of you.
Hell, I know it's because of me. Why do you think that is?
Because you like me.
Like you. I go out of here every morning and bust my butt putting up with them crackers all day long because I like you. You is the biggest fool I ever saw. It is my job. It is my responsibility. You understand that? A man got to take care of his family. You live in my house. You sleep your behind on my bedclothes. You put my food in your belly because you are my son. You are my flesh and blood, not because I like you. It is my duty to take care of you. I owe a responsibility to you. Wait now. Let's get this straight right now. But go along any further. I ain't got to like you. Mr. Rand, don't give me my money come payday because he liked me. He give me because he owe me. Now, I done give you everything I had to give you. I gave you your life. Your mama and me worked it out between us. And liking your black ass was not a part of the bargain, and don't you try and go through life worried if somebody like you or not. You best make sure that they are doing right by you. You understand what I'm saying, boy?
Yes, sir.
Then you get the hell out of my face and go on down under A&P.
You cannot have a good play unless there's a conflict of human emotion. And when you bring those together in family, it's frighteningly dynamic.
The experience of going to the early August Wilson plays was one where you waited for the explosion. You had a sense of all this resentment and anger bubbling under the surface. Of course, it belongs to those characters and it belongs to that culture, which has been deprived and oppressed by whitey all around.
One of the things I most respect about August as a writer is that after Fences, with the great success it had critically, commercially, it would have been simple to go and write that kind of a play again and again. But he was just going to listen to his muse. He was going to listen to those voices inside his head and write the play they wanted him to write, not the play anyone outside wrote.